Hey Bulldog fans, and welcome to Bulldog Blitz. I'm Jayla Duncan.
And I'm Lucy Molesky. Thanks for joining us.
The Samford women's soccer team now has 6 wins, 6 losses, and 2 ties after October 5th. Now please watch as we have coverage from Sunday's game against Furman.
The Samford Bulldogs played the Furman Paladins on Sunday, October 5th. The final score ended in a draw with a score of 1-1. Wofford scored their goal in the 69th minute of the game off of a penalty.
I thought our team showed a lot of grit and heart today. There are some things we need to work on tactically. I think we can move the ball around better and have more urgency towards goal, but overall we got one in the back of the net. We got a point away with the game, so a good day.
Number 9, Dean Fleming, scored Samford's goal of a free kick with a header. The Samford Bulldogs are scheduled to play at VMI on Friday, October 11th at 2 p.m. Central Time.
Last weekend, the Bulldogs football team was back in action as they hosted the Keydets of VMI. Samford was victorious in their Southern Conference opener with a 27-3 win. Parker May caught up with star quarterback Quincy Crittenton following the game.
I watched film for a long time on that opponent, and I had time to watch it. So I think just preparing each and every game like that is going to, help our team in the long run.
The Bulldogs will be back in action this weekend at ETSU.
The Lady Bulldogs have been killing it recently. Conference play continued for Samford volleyball over the weekend. Here's McKinley Johnston with more.
This past Saturday, Samford women's volleyball swept their conference opponents.
I think this was definitely a defensive win. I think that we were struggling kind of like on our block, but our defense really held up. Our service receive wasn't super crisp, but we were able to be really gritty and just keep fighting.
The Bulldogs are set to face Mercer this Friday at home.
The men's tennis team prepares for 2 tournaments next week. The top 4 players will head to Baton Rouge, Louisiana on October 16th for the ITA Regional Tournament. This 6-day tournament will take place at the LSU Tennis Complex, where Samford will compete against players from other Southern colleges. The remaining players will go to Chattanooga and compete in the UTC Stephen Barras Invite, competing against other SoCon teams. Senior Will Gray says he is confident in the team's ability heading into tournament play.
No, I'm really excited. I think we've got a very young group, very hungry group. The freshmen we brought in are really good, and so I think this year we've got a great group to try and push forward for that SoCon championship.
To watch the live matches and get game day coverage, visit samfordsports.com.
Now on to the Lady Bulldogs. Samford women's tennis hosted its 2nd round-robin tournament of the fall. By Central Arkansas, UAB, Mississippi State, Troy, and Jacksonville State.
Some great results, and I'm really excited to see what we do for the rest of the fall. We have a young team this year, but I know that we're eager to learn and ready to go for the spring.
Margaret Jarosecki and Elena Likonis went 3-0 in singles, with Meredith Taylor and Grace Keller 2-1 in singles. A full list of Samford's results can be found on samfordsports.com. Samford will next compete in the ITA Regionals hosted by Auburn University October 10th through 13th.
The Samford cross country team is gearing up for their last meet before the SoCon Championship. Here is Georgia Brandt with more.
The 2024 cross country season is nearing the end as the team prepares for the Crimson Classic at the University of Alabama next Friday, October 18th. With over 25 teams, both men and women, competing in the upcoming race, the Bulldogs have been working hard to secure the number 1 spot. Here's student coach Ellen Reidinger with more.
We have a really good shot at winning, and if not, it's really good competition to prime us for conference.
The new rec center is now offering workout classes for any students to attend with no charge. With the opening of the new rec center at Seibert Hall, Samford has reintroduced workout classes that were popular amongst Samford's student body even before renovations. New workout classes have been added such as Pilates, core bar, and yoga. Classes that are still offered post-renovations include cycling, Zumba, and HIIT classes. As one wave of intramural sports is winding down, a new one is just beginning. Samford intramural signups are going for tennis, indoor volleyball, ultimate frisbee, and more. We caught up with Robbie Robertson for more.
I think it's just a great way for students to get plugged in. As opposed to just going to school, getting out there and meeting new people, getting involved with a community, and having an avenue to compete. A lot of people go from high school to not being able to play, so just having that competitive piece can get people out of their shell and allow them to have some fun outside of just going to class and doing
For more
assignments.
information on signups, visit Samford's intramural website.
Now onto the team that says, "Go Bulldogs" the loudest. The Samford cheer team hosted a clinic this past Sunday.
We would like to see the new talent coming in for the next school year and just get a feeling for what the team's going to look like as well.
The clinic served as an opportunity for athletes to learn more about the program and for the team to see the potential talent that will join them in the next upcoming season. This year, the team has focused heavily on improving stunts and overall talent of each individual cheerleader. The team is led by Coach Dixie Owens, who happens to be a former cheerleader on the Samford cheer squad, and captains Carly Tchaikovsky and Tori Woods. The team started the clinic with stretches and jumps, followed by a session of tumbling to see each athlete's skill level and execution. From there, the Samford cheerleaders demonstrated a series of stunts and allowed the athletes in attendance to do those stunts with each other as well as Samford cheerleaders. These stunts range from beginner level to advanced.
I think it's a really helpful time for the girls to get to learn from us and us to get to learn from some of the girls as well.
After many rounds of stunting, the cheer team began to teach their band dances to the athletes. They taught a fan favorite called Word Up, as well as the Samford fight song to the athletes. The team also hosted another cheer clinic on September 22nd. They had over 50 athletes in attendance from all over the country. The team will host more clinics in the spring, along with open practices that athletes can join. Tryouts will be hosted mid-April 2025 at Ace of Birmingham. The returning cheerleaders are aware that their spots are not secured. The coach is looking to take anywhere between 18 and 24 athletes.
Diving into an exciting new chapter for Samford University, our very own esports lab. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just curious about gaming, the state-of-the-art facility is designed to elevate your experience. Reporter Georgia Brandt spoke with esports director Michael French on the new facility and upcoming esports competition team.
So the esports lab sort of formed several years ago. It started when the talks for renovating the rec center began back in, I believe, 2022. The process for this job was pretty, I would say, in-depth. A lot of rounds of interviews, but I mean, with something like this, it definitely needs that sort of attention to make sure that you're getting the right fit. My personal biggest pro is the fact that it provides a social space for students where they might not have had one previously. And it's something that provides Samford a new avenue for, making sure that we grab students' interests and also making sure that it's done in a way where, it's able to sort of, promote Samford's faith-based mission. Our competitive teams are going to be starting in spring semester 2025. Recruitment and tryouts are going to begin sometime. We're aiming for late November. It's going to involve a lot of different requirements depending on what games are ultimately chosen. We have been approved for 6 games. We are probably going to be choosing 4 of those 6. The 6 that are approved are Smash Bros, Valorant, Rocket League, League of Legends, Overwatch, and Fortnite. Ultimately, a lot of that process is going to revolve around the same ideas of, are you going to be a great team player? Do you provide diversity in terms of roles that we need to fill? Generally, of course, your game skill is going to be probably the most important factor, but we want to make sure that the people that are selected for these teams are going to be, able to represent Samford in a good light. The main goal really is I'd love to create an environment where students feel like they have a place where they can sort of fulfill their own passions and priorities. And I think it's very exciting going forward.
So whether you're looking to join a team, improve your skills, or just enjoy gaming with friends, the new esports lab at Samford University is the place to be. Stay tuned for more updates as they prepare for an exciting spring semester. Samford Volleyball is welcoming back a familiar face. Here's McKinley Johnston with the story.
Senior Allie Durbin had walked away from the sport due to injury, but has found her way back to the court.
Yeah, so I really just wasn't enjoying volleyball anymore. I had a lot of issues, like injuries and stuff. I had shin stuff, I had hip problems, and I just didn't have the love for the game anymore, which makes it really, really hard to give up all your time. Makes it hard for your day to be planned out every single minute by someone else when you don't really love what you're doing every single minute. I just decided that it wasn't really for me anymore, and I didn't want to continue doing it.
During her break, Durbin got plugged into Greek life in the Samford Athletics department.
But I was also doing Samford Sports Broadcasting. That was when John McAfee was still there, and I was learning how to work cameras, work audio, graphics, direct, do sideline reporting and everything, which really helped me figure out what I wanted to do in my life.
Then, when Durbin was heading into her senior year, Samford Volleyball went through an unexpected roster shift.
The girl who came in after me to replace me on the team, she has a stress fracture in her shin, which makes it hard for her to move around. I've been there, and I know how hard it is to just walk. So Keeler reached out just to see if I would be willing to help the team out, and I thought it was a good opportunity. I thought it would be a fun way to end my Samford career since I am graduating in December. I also thought it would be a super cool way for me to love volleyball in the way of playing it again, because I'd coached and I watch it, and I want to work in it, and I love it so much in that way, but I had hated playing it, and it left a bad taste in my mouth. So I wanted to kind of see if I could reconcile that part in me.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Abby Litton has a story on a campus fundraiser and one student with an emotional connection.
Every year, thousands of lives are impacted by breast cancer, with 1 in 8 women facing a diagnosis in their lifetime. This October, Zeta Tau Alpha is stepping up to make a difference by hosting a fundraising event focused on breast cancer education and awareness. They call it Think Pink Week. Throughout the week, members wear pink and collect donations on Ben Brown. The week ends with their annual Volley for a Cause fundraiser, dedicated to supporting women whose lives have been affected by breast cancer. This year, the tournament was held in the brand new Rec Center, featuring 12 teams, each with their own unique reasons for participating and supporting the cause. Senior Brett Ross shares why playing in the tournament is important to him.
Supporting breast cancer awareness is super important to me because I know it affects a lot of people negatively. I know I'm just one person, and I can't make a huge difference, but coming out here to show my support is the least I can do.
For others, like Junior and Vice President of Philanthropy, Caden Hughes, breast cancer takes on a whole new meaning.
When I was in 5th grade, I found out that my aunt was diagnosed with breast cancer, and it didn't really hit me all that much at first. I couldn't really grasp what that meant. So I decided in that moment that I was going to shave my head for her. I remember that was the first thing I told my mom. And then I shaved my head, and literally the moment the lady who shaved my head was finished is when it all hit me, right in that moment.
While going through recruitment freshman year, Hughes got a life-changing call. Her aunt had passed away.
I'm laying in my bed and it's 10 o'clock and my dad calls me and I'm like, something's wrong. I never thought it was my aunt because despite her having breast cancer, she wasn't dying.
Now Hughes gets the opportunity to carry on her aunt's legacy through her involvement in Zeta's philanthropy by hosting events like Volley for a Cause.
I think this philanthropy is very unique in the fact that it's women support women, which is so cool. It's the only philanthropy we are aware of that is mainly just for women.
This week alone, Zeta Tau Alpha raised nearly $9,000 for breast cancer education and awareness. And the fundraising efforts will continue through the entire month of October. Together, the community's support can make a lasting impact in the fight against breast cancer. Reporting for the Bulldog Blitz, I'm Abby Litton.
Hey Lucy, do you remember our freshman year in 2022 and 2023 where we won the SoCon championship and pretty much everything?
Yeah, the glory days.
Do you think that'll ever happen again?
No, but a girl can only hope.
Well, folks, you heard it here first. That's a wrap for this week's episode of Bulldog Blitz. I'm Jayla Duncan.
And I'm Lucy Molesky. Thank you for joining us.